So we would take questions now. Questions. I'll take the questioning. I'll start up the questioning session. Then let me stop sharing my screen, and I believe Elsie will be able to now also come on to moderate the question session for us.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much. The session was so insightful. So we have our first question today from Carlo Esther. Esther, you can go ahead with your question. Thank you to Lulokwe for the round of applause. Yes, please let's give Mr. Shagun a round of applause because yeah, yeah. So Carlo Esther, you can unmute your mic to ask your questions. Please, if you're on WhatsApp, kindly share your question in the chat so I can also list them out once Carlo is done. So Carlo, you can go ahead.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Shegun, for the session. I was going to
Thank you.
start typing my question, but since you've asked to unmute, I like to ask first, do you do a 9 to 5 schedule at work? Do you have a current job? And
Yes,
just
I
as we have content calendars, please can you show, can you share your schedule calendar? Because I'm really trying to put it in my head as to how to do a win-win for my employer and myself so that I can do this on the side. I don't steal his time and I can still make money out of it. I'm very concerned about my employer's time. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much, Carlo. So it's a valid concern. Let me say that before, when I was setting up each of this medium, I started to do that before I started a 9 to 5. I used to be in independent consulting, and I had a lot of time around my hand. 2020, 2021, thereabout, I had all the time. But from 2022 till date, from sometime in 2021 till date, I picked up full-time engagement and I stopped. That's why I said most of the things I've done has been passive income. But this is what I do. This is how I create a balance. I do most of my work outside of time in the office and on weekends. Like, take for example, I'm doing this session now on a weekend. So my weekend is actually very busy. So once I'm done with this session, if I need to create any content, I need to do content calendar, I do everything on a weekend. And I now program most of the things I need to release. So when I'm done from work in the evenings, I do a lot of catch up on all my platform. I do a lot of catch up on my phone in between time, depending on if I need to respond to a WhatsApp, if I need to respond to a YouTube comment, I need to respond to something on Udemy, I do it off work. So I try as much as possible to do most of the things done on the weekend. So please pace yourself. Never get the conflict of interest. And it's also very critical to separate it. Because I'm doing it on my personal brand, my organization will not frown at that, but I make sure that it does not conflict with my 9 to 5. Carlo, does that answer your question?
Yes, perfectly. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you too.
Okay, thank you, Carlo, for that. So we have a question from the WhatsApp group. I'll be taking that question before I move to the persons who their hands are up.
Okay.
So next question. I am a believer from WhatsApp group. Asks, how do you determine the cost to put on?
Okay. How do I determine the cost to put on Udemy, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So to answer that question, I'm going to get into my Udemy channel to show you something, a small secret. So after you've created your Udemy channel, there is a tool within Udemy. So let me share my screen now so that you can
Okay,
see
sir.
what I'm
Before you
talking
share the
about.
screen, Mr. Chris, please can you mute your mic so every other person does get the answer to this question? Thank you. Okay, sir, you can go ahead.
Okay, so I'm going to share my screen from my Udemy accounts. So you can see my screen. It's going to come up in a bit. Okay. So can you see it now? Okay. So within Udemy, once you have an Udemy account, there is what we call marketplace tools. This insight. So if you click on it within Udemy, even once you've created your instructor profile, once you go into that, they will now ask you the question: the courses you are in, the course topic. What course topic are you interested in? For me, I usually start with this. So I have courses around analytics on my Udemy channel. So this is giving an example. So I teach around HR analytics. So let me just give you an example. HR analytics, for example. This is what Udemy would do. Udemy will tell you how how much interest people have in that course. This is before you create the course. So they said opportunity overview for English courses on HR analytics. Interestingly, there are some non-English courses. So some of my Udemy courses, Udemy is now translating it into other languages. A few days ago, I got an alert they translated one of my courses into Chinese. And I'm wondering, so there are people that watch and there is translation happening. So look at this. This is a typical example of HR analytics. So if I'm interested in creating HR analytics, I can do this and I can see that there's an high demand of students. There are a lot of courses on HR analytics on Udemy. This is the monthly revenue that a typical person on Udemy or instructor is earning, and this is the monthly average revenue they are making. And it goes ahead to tell you what percentile, what are the likely keywords that they are looking for. So if I notice that HR analytics is too popular, I notice that things around HR, human resources is critical, things around human resource management is critical, and it tells you the numbers of enrollment and the courses that are making wave. So if I'm about to create a course, for example, I can see that this course is the most bestseller course. So I will go to that course and go and study what that course is doing well or not doing. I will go to the comment section of that course. I will check what other people are saying about the course. Then I will use it to build mine. But using this tool, if you are interested in any course, all you need to do is to type in the course. So let me do software development, for example. Okay, to give me an example of software development, I'm going outside of HR. See what they are saying. Aim for high rating to succeed in this course. Udemy is already telling that if you are going to do any course on software development, a lot of people are doing it. Look at it. There's an high demand, but aim for high rating for you to earn. And it gives you an idea. You can see that the courses is less earning potential than the HR analytics I did. The HR analytics had an average of $46 per month. And this is what this is having. Then it gives you an idea of the courses that are making wave. All you need to do is to click on it and go and study it. So this tool is available if you're an Udemy instructor and you can get to know which course to take or to teach on Udemy. I want to believe that answers that question. I'll say. Okay. You're muted at the moment.
Or the question. I would like to view screen what you have given. So the next question is it and what
CJ, right?
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Okay, I didn't know you called me. Our voice is breaking. Okay, so
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I want to confirm, can I make videos accomplish this whole task with just one phone? because as at now I only have one phone. So is it possible to achieve all this with one phone?
Yes, it's possible to achieve. Interestingly, I started my YouTube journey with my phone. In 2020, I was using my phone. I was using a Samsung phone, even a low high-end Samsung phone. Before I started to use webcam, before I moderated, after money started to come in, I was able to now get a camera. So yes, depending on the type of phone you're using, as a matter of fact, some phones can shoot better camera videos than a camera these days because they put a lot of things in those phones. All you need to be interested in, and the decision I needed to take at that time was that I chose to pick a phone that could help me do videos before I was able to get a camera. So yes, all you need is lighting. Currently, I'm using a webcam for this session. I'm not even using my camera. If you have a very good webcam, you can have a quality video. So you don't need a camera. You can actually use your phone or a webcam. All you need is lighting. Once there is enough lighting, then that makes a lot of sense. You can go on YouTube. There are a few videos on how to shoot very good videos on your uh, phone. So yes, your phone can achieve quality videos until you get money to buy a camera. Does that help you, CJ?
Okay, thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Elsie,
I have a question. I don't know if I can go.
okay. You can go on.
Hello.
Yes, I can hear you, Shegun.
All right. I have two questions. I want to
Okay.
know, though I already opened, I think, a Pioneer account some few years back. I want to know if it's not active, it can get blocked, or if it's always open. That's one. Two. I want to know, for those of us that are interested in creating content on YouTube. How do you go about it? We have a passion to do it, but just that we don't have the fundamentals, as in what it takes to get this done. So I don't know if you can just enlighten us more on that. Thanks.
Okay. Okay. So let me start with Payuna. I know Payuna have terms and conditions. So first thing first is to find out if you can still log in into the account. So I may not be able to say it will be active or inactive, but to a large extent, it requires you to. Recently, they brought in a new regulation saying if you don't earn a certain limit of money in a period, they will be charging you. So you need to go and find out if that account is still active. If it is still active, all well and fine. If it's no longer active, you may need to activate it. That's one. For those of you that, the second question around setting up a YouTube channel, I think you need to invest in a bit of time of watching videos on YouTube on how to start a YouTube channel. That's your starting point. And there are a few Nigerians that offer that services. I would be, I'll try to post in the group, in the WhatsApp group. I have some recommendations. Interestingly, I have a friend, my coach, my YouTube coach, I did a whole course on how to start a YouTube channel using your phone. So I think I'll find that video and I'll post in the Daystar Online WhatsApp channel. I'll post it there so that you can pick it up. But all you need to do is to invest a bit of time to learn how to start. And I think that's very critical. At the barest minimum, you need a content. Secondly, you need to find out how important that content is on YouTube. What are others doing that you can do differently so that you can position yourself well? Then you need to get a camera, either using your phone camera, either using a webcam, either using a beauty. But before you start to invest in heavy equipment, I'll say you should start with your phone. Then all you need is lighting. So currently I'm using a webcam and I have a light in front of me. I'm not using natural light. You could use natural light, but if the natural light is fluctuating, that may not give you the quality you want. But currently I have a light that is set up in front of me that gives you the kind of visibility you have. So I think that's the starting point. You need to invest time. You need to watch on YouTube how to learn other things. But when I get that video, post in the WhatsApp group so that others can pick from it as well. Does that help you, Shegun?
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Elsie, are you back? Okay, so let me pick others that have their hands raised so that we can go ahead. So I don't know in what order. So apologies if I didn't call you in the order at which your hand was raised. Daramala.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much for the opportunity. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, sir, for this session. We so much
Good morning.
appreciate your time. Yeah, so actually, I got to know a little bit about making money online some months back, and I started learning research, analysis, and content development, actually. And
Okay.
I currently also have a 9 to 5. So, but the question I want to ask, sir, is you know, you talked about balancing, and I appreciate the fact. Fortunately for me, I think I've also been adopting your system of, utilizing my outside office time and my weekends, right?
Okay.
But the major challenge I have is my 9 to 5 is completely outside of, my interest in my side hustle. So it's more or less like, while I am doing this, concentration on this during my 9 to 5, when I get home in the evening and I want to, so it's more or less like I'm working on two different ends of the rope. And to be
Mm,
honest, it's quite challenging. So
yeah.
in fact, at the point that I think it was earlier this month, I was discussing with one of my friends that encouraged me to, learn to have this side also, right? And I was telling him that I'm considering even resigning so that I can focus on this aspect. Although I do not have anything else I will be doing if I resign. So which is also going
So
to have
please,
an
please,
effect.
please, please, before I don't, I before you are okay. What's the question so that I don't
So
jump in?
basically, I just need your advice. How can I, balance everything to ensure that even though my 9 to 5 is not, in sync with my side also interest, how do I help myself out to still ensure that I maximize my learning?
Okay. So number one is please don't resign. Don't resign yet if your 9 to 5 is still giving you money and revenue. You can only resign for your side also until when your side also starts to pay your salary. Then you can resign. That would be my advice for you. So yes, it will be a lot of challenge because you also do not want to take up a side hustle that will be taking you far away from your day job. Because if your side hustle is not giving you money as much as your day job, then you still need your day job to concentrate on the side hustle. So I would say that you may need to reevaluate the side hustle to say, don't put yourself under pressure. I think the major challenge for some of us is that we want to put the same time we put on our 9 to 5 in our side hustle, that we now forget that the 9 to 5 is the one paying for the side hustle. So you need to balance that timing. So my advice for you is number one, what's the potential of that side hustle? Two, is it possible for you to reevaluate the time you put in your side hustle? Does it have the potential to earn more than your day job? If the answer is yes, have a plan for yourself. Don't be in a hurry to make the side hustle to blow. We're always having that misconception. So I'm in my day job today, and the things I do is still passive income for me. I am hoping that initially I said this jokingly some years ago. I said my Udemy and my YouTube is my retirement plan. Retirement plan in the sense that a time will come I may not be able to do 9 to 5. I have something passive income to fall back on. That's what I have created it for. I did not have an intention to create it as my main hustle. So you need to recognize, you need to plan and maybe prioritize a little bit. And I hope that will help. Does that help you?
Yes, it does, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay, you're welcome. Elsie, are you back?
Yes, I'm back. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Okay.
Okay, so we have a question from Chris for Chris. Your hand is up. You can unmute your mic to ask. Kennedy, please, can you mute your mic? Thank you. So over to you, Chris. Mr. Chris, are you still with us? Your hand is up.
Yeah, I'm still here. I'm still here. Well, actually, someone have asked the question I wanted to ask, so I'm okay now.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
Okay,
okay.
great.
Thank you very much. You
Yes.
can drop your hand. So next we're going to Ugo Chuku. Please go ahead with your question.
All right. Thank you very much, LC, for the opportunity to ask. Mr. Shegun, nice job.
Yes,
Well
please.
done.
Thank
All
you.
right then. So the thing is, when things come around, I like to look at it both ways. And with what you've said, the truth is, we cannot all be content creators, right?
Yeah.
I know there's attraction, for being online, maybe selling the product and the likes and all that, right?
Mm,
So from your HR skill perspective, so if we're not generating content, maybe video or in terms of teachings and the likes and all that, and then we want to get, positioned properly, for remote work, right? Especially in the Fivers, the Upworks and the likes and all that. So what's the best strategy, to, be able to put yourself out there with the skill set that you have so that you can be
mm,
easily picked, right? Yeah, because I know that this is the problem that a lot of people face. How can I be easily spotted? They might have that skill set, to showcase and maybe solve problems, but not being able to be picked, quickly and the likes and all that, could be a problem and it could be discouraging. So I would want you to shed a bit of light on that. That's my first question. Second
okay.
question goes like this: AI is everywhere. Everybody's shouting AI, 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 and the likes and all. So in terms of using AI, to either maybe generate content and the likes and all that, how do we tend to balance it out so that we don't get rusty in terms of our natural creativity and natural skill sets? Yes, we know AI is there to make us work smarter, but as
Mm,
human beings, we might tend to get carried away, and then for everything, even just like sending a text message, very soon everybody will say, "Oh yeah, GPT generate for me" and all that. So how do we, get to balance these things, and so that we can, be productive without forgetting the human side of us and all? I just thought I should ask this. Thank you very much.
okay. Thank you so much, Ugochukwu. So I'll start up with your first question. How do you position yourself for uh, freelancing job, remote work on Upwork, Fiverr, and the rest like that? I'll start up with personal branding. So yesterday evening, I had an opportunity to be approached by a US-based organization for me to speak at one of their webinars they'll be having later in the year. I want to believe they found me online. I want to believe they found me on maybe my YouTube channel, or maybe they looked at my content on LinkedIn, or maybe they found my YouTube or my Udemy courses one way or the other. Now, for you to demonstrate to people that don't know you before, they must have seen your project that you have worked on before. They must have seen your track record online. Remember, everything is online. So, depending on which skill you're trying to position for, you must start to create a project website. If you are into data analytics, you can host your project on GitHub. For example, if you're a software developer, you can create a website that tends to create a project portfolio. If you're a graphics design, you may need to host your project on Behance for free for people to see the things you have done before, but it still speaks to ability to showcase what you can do and speak about it. If anybody wants to get your services on each of these remote work platform, they will look at your digital footprint. So if people Google your name, what will they find? Will the content they find about you speak to the competency to do what you say you can do? I'll say that's the starting point. So you need to demonstrate it online, and that is where you cannot even discount content creation. Discounting content creation from the standpoint of positioning yourself as a personal brand is also very critical. So if you write about it on LinkedIn, people will see it. If you tweet about it, people will see it. If you put it on the gram, people will see it. If you put it on thread, people will see it. Then they can link it back to you. to your person. That's even not even creating a YouTube video or Udemy around it. But people need to see what you have done. You need a project portfolio hosted online so that people can easily find it and connect it to what you say you can do. That's one. Two, very closely related, AI. AI will not solve all the problem. As a matter of fact, for you to get the best from Chat GPT, some people have called it Chat GPT some time ago, but it sounds very similar. But for you to get the best from AI tools, there is what we call AI prompts. There is a way you must ask questions from AI to get you information. That's something you need to learn. AI will not teach you how to ask AI questions. That is where your native intelligence will come in, which means there's this the place of researching how to use AI tools. AI will not suddenly replace the hard-earned physical books to read. It will not take away research. It will not take away going online and downloading a YouTube, watching a YouTube video to learn something. It will not take away the place of getting an online resource to learn about something. But you need to create a balance. As a matter of fact, most people have told you, even if you have anybody in the university or doing any research-based project now, they are creating AI tool to detect when they use AI to do the assignment. So that means you can actually be penalized for plagiarism if you just copy and paste what AI is doing. So there's a place of a balance, as you have said. You need to tell yourself the things you can go to AI about. AI will give you an idea and point you in the direction. It's the same way we use Google. So when you use Google, you search for something on Google. Google will not collate the information together. You still need to do that. So your native intelligence and your ability to put things together is not going to be replaced anytime soon. So AI is there, but it's not going to replace native intelligence anytime soon. Does that help?
Yes, thank you very much. Well
You're
appreciated.
welcome.